happy that we're with Mark Harris at Auro stand. Mark, welcome. How are you
Thank
doing?
you, Antonio.
Nice to meet you too. You've been a producer for how many years?
20?
20 years. And in these years, we talked before the interview, you've done films like, which one I like?
Oh, I'm sorry, 15. I had wrong.
15.
15 years.
It's been long years.
Yeah.
It's been tough, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Since 1995. That's 20 years, yes?
That's 20 years.
Yeah,
yes,
I
yes,
thought I
yes.
was right the first time.
Yes, yes, yes,
20
yes.
years.
20 years. 20 years.
Time flies when you're having fun.
How did you get to production?
Well, I used to be a talent agent, a packaging agent.
Oh, yeah.
And as an agent, I put together a lot of television, like Baywatch.
Oh, sure.
Was something I put together for in the whole world. And I was representing production companies. And one of the production companies I represented asked me to be a partner in the film business, to film production and distribution, and I thought it was time, because I've been an agent for 30 years, so I figured that's enough time. Now I can produce and I can fail like everybody else.
Oh, have you failed?
Oh, we've had our failures, but I like to think that the successes I've had were of some major consequence, like 3 Academy Award movies.
Yeah, that's
So that always
That's a
makes up for all the failures,
sure.
right?
Sure. I seen somewhere that there are too many no's until the yes.
Oh, yes. But I always had a philosophy, even when I was an agent representing clients like writers and producers. All I need is one person to say yes.
Oh, sure.
So you knock on a lot of doors. You make a lot of calls. And somebody will say, I agree with you, and I'll finance your movies. That's how you do it.
How was your beginnings? How did you?
Well,
the first films you produced. How was that?
Well, it was really interesting. The first films I produced was for television.
Yeah.
The third film I produced was Gods and Monsters.
Oh,
And that was the first feature film we did.
the first one.
Yeah. And the success of that was just surprisingly wonderful.
Sure.
We had such great reception. We won the National Critics Award for Best Film that year in 1998. That was the first thing, and we won in Deauville, where we went for a first international festival. We won that. We won San Sebastian, which is the best festival in the world.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I love that festival. And the best anchovies I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And I was a vegetarian at the time, and I had some meat, the best steak I've ever had.
Yeah,
I mean, everything was perfect.
I guess.
And I met one of your wonderful directors there, Bigas Luna.
Oh, because now, yeah.
Yeah, and we became great friends.
So
So
clever.
that experience was so hamon he did. And,
Yeah.
Many many other wonderful films.
You know, I think there's going to be the screening, the last film he did.
I didn't see it.
And,
I know he passed away.
Yes,
I was
yes,
sad.
yes.
He used to send me his cards with artwork, and he's a great artist.
Yeah.
It was just a nice, wonderful man. We were going to do a new take on Don Juan as a feature.
Oh.
together.
But now I think the film he couldn't finish is going to be
Released.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
wonderful.
I seen it. So, are there lots of differences between when you started and now with the
Oh
production?
yes, yeah. It's many of the films that I've like to make, or like Crash and Gods and Monsters, and when we started $1 Million Baby,
Oh,
and then we sold it to Eastwood, so we didn't produce it or direct it or that. It's very difficult to get those films made today unless you have major cast members,
oh,
like stars.
yeah.
And in order to get stars, you have to have the financing.
Yeah.
In order to have the financing, you have to have the
The
stars.
stars. So
it's a catch-22. So basically, you have to go to the directors and stars personally,
yeah.
and get them attached, and then agents or managers help you, because they like the material, the script. But it's very difficult today than it was then. The times have changed drastically, and the international market of what they're paying changed drastically. So it's so much more difficult because every film that you're looking to finance is predicated on what the sales agents internationally give you as their estimates on how much they can make out of international. And if it doesn't equate to your budget and your actors,
You can.
and they won't finance.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky business of matching the genre, your director, your actors, the budget.
Do you think that is going to be different with the arrival of VOD? That there has been a presentation of Netflix recently.
Yeah, I mean, all those venues are good. Again, I don't know how they, or Netflix or Amazon or any of the others, predicate how they choose to finance.
Yeah.
Do they look at the numbers from their standpoint of streaming? It's unknown. So one doesn't know how they would choose and what budgets they would choose from,
That's the key.
and what genres they would choose from.
Yeah.
It's still a name game,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
So it becomes still a package of actor, director, genre.
Sure.
And now what budget? And but the advent of that, Amazon as well concluded, Hulu, is another venue that you can get films made, as well as the other situation. I've been doing this since 1965 as an agent, and then in 95 as a producer. And I've seen many, many changes. As something dissipates as far as how you can get something made, like some people that give you money from, say, the DVD,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
I remember.
when I started, it was just the video.
The VHS.
And sometimes it was also television would give you
Yeah.
for a film. That stopped. What do you call it? The DVD started. No, it wasn't DVD. It was the Beta and VHS
Yeah.
world started. They would give you money, so it was always something to replace something. So and there's always a little time in there where there is nothing,
Yeah.
and then something happens. So I rely on something's going to happen that'll all be good and healthy for the entertainment business,
Sure.
and we have to adapt to that.
Yeah.
The internet, the streaming, the VOD, the iPad, showing films on your iPhone.
Yeah.
It's all a new frontier. So we have to now find our way through it.
Sure.
That's what keeps us going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's now way back, I think.
And, I'm doing 3 movies that I'm using Auro 3D.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
And I do dramatic movies.
Yeah.
Well, one I'm doing is with Martin Campbell, which is a 6-hour miniseries, which is about the 1906 San Francisco fire and earthquake.
Oh.
Which is the biggest major disaster America's ever had.
Yeah, I know.
And nobody really knows the true story of it. Because it was in 1906, the communication was the telegraph. And a lot of secrets were being kept of how many people died. They said 450 people died. The mayor, who was being indicted for fraud and many other things in San Francisco. So he put out 450. It's more like 5,000 people of 450,000 people who lived there that died. More than 10% of the population.
My God.
So it's really a very interesting story, and Martin Campbell is going to direct.
Oh, Martin Campbell's a very good actor.
Yeah.
And what does give you the Auro 3D system?
Well, I mean,
has it changed the way you produce? Martin is going to direct, or how does it imply the production?
Well, it really isn't, because you do this. I mean, it may take a little more time to set up the sound, because now, through Wilfried's invention, all the films that were done were in post-production, 3D sound.
Yeah.
Now you can do it real time. You can set up your mics to do it like you're filming me here.
Yeah.
And the mics can be set so you can hear everything that's going on. So what I've learned about this, I mean, for me, it's always the end result. Yeah. You hear it, you know it. It's better than the alternative.
Sure.
But from a psychological standpoint, us as human beings, the first thing we ever hear, even in the mother's womb, is hearing. That's our first sense. It is. Eyesight, no.
No.
Speaking, no. Smell, maybe. But here is you hear. So our first reaction and senses is hearing. So as we're talking here, we're hearing 3D sound, because we're hearing things over here, we're hearing things here, we're hearing things over there. In a film, when you go, it's 5.1, all you're seeing is two-dimensional. If you have surround sound, you're only hearing around here. You're not hearing over here and here.
Yeah.
So our minds, when we go into a theater to look at it or hear it on an iPhone, iPad, where there's an apparatus that you can hear 3D sound, we're hearing and our brain has to adapt to getting accustomed, because we're hearing 3D out here. We go in, we're hearing 2D, so subliminally, we don't know this, but our brain has to adapt. So with 3D sound, right away, you're hearing, and again, it's amplified bigger than we're speaking.
Yeah.
So you're hearing right off the bat, so you're emotionally involved in the piece right away.
Sure.
So when I saw that, and they've done a lot of special effects movies, which obviously it's great to hear the sound and everything being enhanced. But when I do dramatic, like if I do Crash, right?
Yeah, sure.
We're more into that film right away. You don't have to get accustomed to their speaking.
Yeah.
And so you're emotionally right into it, which is something that you want people to be when they see the movie.
Yeah.
So I think that gives it a big enhancement as far as filmmaking is concerned. So that's why, I was really attracted to using this.
I was remembering some things of Crash, and I was trying to think about the impact the sound could do about it, as you said. It's sometimes with the sound it gives you more reality than also images, because it's as you said, it's the first we
have sense,
the first sense.
Yeah, I mean, because you're seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, our eyes see aren't there. I mean, we don't have we have to adjust to the light, you know, first off. But the first thing you hear and music in it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
will enhance that even further.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to do that. What it really needs, as on the theater standpoint, is more theaters to use the 3D sound
True.
system so you can hear it that way within that. But now, with the inventions that they're coming out with, where you can use on an iPad, an iPhone, where people are seeing movies, they have an apparatus you can hear 3D sound through earphones.
Yeah. Yes. I totally so.
So, I mean, you know, you've got a market for that. So, and obviously, as you were saying, everything's going towards those. You know, my granddaughter only looks at movies on an iPad,
Oh. Yeah.
and her friends too, or an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
They don't care if it's a big screen or not a big screen. They don't. It's good for them. Oh, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, sure, it's cheaper. They should care. I think sometimes it's different, but okay. So,
Oh, they also go to films. They, you know, but that's a social experience for them.
yeah, that's different.
You know, it's not like we want to see this film. Let's all go to a movie and have fun.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Yes. But well, just for finishing, when we could see this film you have talked about with directed by Monte Campbell.
Well, we haven't started yet. We're talking to different networks
Yeah.
to see where we're going to go with it. A film that we're going to start later on in the late summer is with Gary Marshall, who is writing and producing.
Oh yeah.
And it's called Cupid, which is a comedy fantasy.
Oh. And there's love, I guess.
Oh, yes. He's good with that.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day and all those things.
Oh.
Yeah, which he directed.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to use that in our next film,
Okay.
and that'll go later this year.
You're taking you're getting some contacts, financing here in Cannes? or
Yes,
trying to-
indeed, of course. Yeah. There's also another movie called Mercy,
Yeah.
written by my dear lady,
Oh, yeah?
which is, we've talked to financiers here, and there's a financier who wants to finance it.
Okay.
So
So,
there's also a distributor. So, and we're in the midst of building actors as a part of it.
so you have lots of work here.
There's a lot to do.
That's good.
There's a lot to do. Creates the world coming in one place, and you get to see people from that you don't ordinarily only by phone or email.
Yeah.
It's always good in person.
It's more 3D style.
Yes, it's 3D. Yes,
It's 3D.
it's 3D.
Okay.
And when you have a drink with somebody, it makes it even better.
But makes it 4D.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you, and
Best of luck with
I appreciate that.
films, because we need to see them and hear them.
you're right.